Welcome to a journey through the shadows of Croatia. From cursed islands to ghostly castles, these are the 10 most haunted places in Croatia, where history and horror collide. Are you ready to uncover chilling legends and terrifying ghost stories? Stay with us, if you dare. 1. Grich Tunnel, Zagreb. Beneath the bustling streets of Zagreb lies the infamous Grich Tunnel, a passageway shrouded in darkness and whispered legends. Built during World War II as a bomb shelter, its walls have absorbed the echoes of fear and despair. Many who enter report an unshakable feeling of unease, as if unseen eyes are watching from the shadows. Visitors have claimed to hear disembodied whispers, footsteps echoing through the empty corridor, and sudden gusts of cold air that seem to come from nowhere. Some even report seeing shadowy figures darting across their peripheral vision, vanishing when turned toward. Paranormal investigators believe these are the spirits of those who perished in the tunnel during wartime bombings. One chilling account tells of a woman who wandered into the tunnel alone, only to hear a voice calling her name in a hushed, eerie tone. She turned, expecting to see a friend, but no one was there. Her phone battery drained instantly, leaving her in complete darkness. When she finally stumbled out, she swore she saw a pale figure watching her from the tunnel's entrance before fading into the night. Whether a remnant of Zagreb's past tragedies or something more sinister, one thing is certain: those who enter Grich Tunnel rarely leave without a story to tell. 2. Trakostian Castle, Varaždin County. Perched atop a misty hill in Varaždin County, Trakostian Castle is a sight of breathtaking beauty, but beneath its elegance lies a chilling legend. Visitors who wander through its ancient halls often speak of an unshakable feeling of being watched, as if unseen eyes linger behind every corner. The most famous tale is that of a noblewoman who once lived within these walls. Dressed in white, she is said to wander the corridors in eternal sorrow. Some claim to have seen her ghostly figure drifting through the castle at night, her face hidden beneath a veil, her soft whispers echoing through empty rooms. Others report sudden cold spots, the flickering of candlelight without explanation, and the eerie sound of footsteps following them down deserted hallways. One particular story tells of a young couple who stayed overnight, only to be awoken by the sound of heavy breathing beside their bed. When they turned on the lights, no one was there, but the air was icy cold, and the silhouette of a woman in white lingered near the doorway before vanishing. The question remains: is she a restless soul searching for peace, or a warning to those who dare disturb Trakostian's secrets? 3. The Curse of the Pula Arena, Pula. The mighty Pula Arena, one of the best-preserved Roman amphitheaters in the world, stands as a testament to ancient gladiatorial battles. But as night falls, the echoes of a dark past awaken, whispering through the ruins. Many believe the spirits of fallen warriors and condemned prisoners still linger, bound to the arena by a curse that refuses to let them rest. Visitors have reported hearing the sounds of clashing swords and the distant roar of an invisible crowd, as if the blood-stained battles of the past are still being fought in another realm. Others have seen shadowy figures flickering beneath the moonlight, vanishing the moment they are approached. One particularly chilling tale tells of a security guard who patrolled the arena alone one evening. As he walked across the ancient stone floor, he heard the unmistakable sound of armored footsteps behind him. Turning quickly, he saw nothing, but the air was thick with the scent of blood and sweat. Suddenly, a loud scream pierced the silence, sending him running for the exit. The legend says that those who disturb the arena with ill intent may find themselves cursed, trapped in its haunting history forever. 4. The Island of Lokrum, Dubrovnik. Just off the coast of Dubrovnik lies the mysterious island of Lokrum, a place of beauty by day and an ominous enigma by night. Known for its lush greenery and ancient monastery ruins, Lokrum is also infamous for the curse that has plagued it for centuries. The legend speaks of Benedictine monks who once lived on the island. When they were forced to leave, they walked its shores one final time, cloaked in their dark robes, chanting a curse by candlelight. Since then, Lokrum has been shrouded in misfortune. Anyone who has attempted to claim ownership of the island has met a tragic fate: sudden illness, financial ruin, or even death. Visitors today report unsettling experiences: disembodied whispers drifting through the trees, eerie figures seen moving among the ruins, and an overwhelming sense of being watched. Some have even described the sound of ghostly footsteps following them, only to turn and find no one there. One sailor, who ignored the warnings and camped on the island overnight, claimed to have been awoken by the feeling of hands pressing against his chest, pinning him down. Unable to move, he saw shadowy forms surrounding him. At sunrise, the presence vanished, leaving him shaken and vowing never to return. The monk's curse still lingers. Those who visit Lokrum must tread carefully, for the island does not welcome strangers. 5. Veliki Tabor Castle, Desinich. Veliki Tabor Castle stands atop a lonely hill in Desinich, its thick stone walls whispering tales of love, betrayal, and tragedy. While its medieval towers offer breathtaking views, many who visit speak of an unseen presence lurking in the dimly lit corridors. The castle is haunted by the spirit of Veronica Desinich, a young woman who met a horrific fate. According to legend, she fell in love with a nobleman, but their love was forbidden. Accused of witchcraft, she was brutally killed, her body entombed within the castle walls. To this day, her cries of sorrow are said to echo through the fortress at night. Visitors report sudden cold spots, eerie whispers, and an overwhelming sadness in certain rooms. Some have seen a shadowy figure gliding through the corridors, believed to be Veronica's restless spirit. A chilling tale recounts the experience of a visitor who stayed late, only to hear a woman weeping softly behind a locked door. When he opened it, the room was empty, but the air was icy cold, and the scent of roses lingered in the darkness. Whether legend or truth, one thing is certain: Veliki Tabor is not just a castle, but a tomb of a love story that refuses to be forgotten. 6. Dubrovnik's haunted rector's palace, Dubrovnik. In the heart of Dubrovnik's old town stands the Grand Rector's Palace, a masterpiece of Gothic and Renaissance architecture. But behind its regal facade lies a history of dark secrets, whispered tragedies, and restless spirits. Once the seat of power for the Republic of Ragusa, the palace saw countless political intrigues, imprisonments, and untimely deaths. It is said that the spirits of former rectors and noble figures still roam its dimly lit corridors, forever bound to the place where they once held power. Many visitors report hearing unexplained footsteps echoing through the halls, as if an invisible figure is pacing in deep thought. Others claim to have seen fleeting apparitions, shadowy figures dressed in historical robes, vanishing into the walls. Some even feel an unseen presence brushing against them as they walk through the palace chambers. One particularly chilling tale speaks of a night guard who, while making his rounds, heard muffled voices coming from an empty courtroom. When he stepped inside, the room fell silent, except for a sudden gust of freezing air that sent shivers down his spine. As he turned to leave, he caught a glimpse of a translucent figure in the corner, watching him with hollow eyes. Is it the spirit of a former rector, still guarding his domain? Or the ghost of a prisoner, seeking justice long denied? Those who step inside the rector's palace may find themselves drawn into a mystery centuries in the making. 7. The abandoned sanatorium, Brestovac, Medvednica. Deep within the forests of Medvednica, hidden among the trees, lies the decaying remains of Brestovac Sanatorium. Once a place of hope for tuberculosis patients in the early 20th century, it is now a haunting shell of its former self, its crumbling walls echoing with sorrow and suffering. The sanatorium was built by a nobleman for his beloved wife, who tragically succumbed to illness despite his desperate attempts to save her. Some say her spirit still roams the halls, searching for the man who tried to defy fate. But she is not alone. Many patients who perished within these walls are believed to have never left. Visitors and paranormal investigators report chilling encounters, whispers that float through the empty rooms, shadowy figures peering from broken windows, and the sensation of unseen hands brushing against them. Some even hear the faint sound of hospital beds creaking, as if the spirits of the past are still trapped in their final moments. One spine-tingling account tells of a hiker who took shelter inside during a storm. As he sat in the darkness, he heard soft breathing beside him. When he turned on his flashlight, there was no one there. Only an old, rusted wheelchair, rocking back and forth on its own. Those who dare to visit Brestovac leave with the same warning. The sanatorium is not empty. It never was. 8. The Cemetery of Mirogoj, Zagreb. Majestic, yet eerie, Mirogoj. Cemetery in Zagreb is not only one of the most beautiful burial grounds in Europe, but also one of the most haunted. Behind its grand arches and ivy-covered tombstones, countless spirits are said to wander, bound to the land of the living by unfinished business, or something far more sinister. By day, Mirogoj is a peaceful place of remembrance, but as dusk falls, an unsettling atmosphere takes hold. Visitors report hearing whispers in the wind, the rustling of unseen footsteps, and sudden cold chills despite the warm night air. Some have even seen shadowy figures drifting between the graves, vanishing the moment they are approached. One of the most infamous tales is that of a grieving widow who, legend says, visits her husband's grave every night, long after her own death. A cemetery worker once claimed to see a woman dressed in black, sobbing at a headstone. As he stepped closer, she lifted her veil, revealing an empty, decayed face before disappearing into the mist. Ghostly lights flicker between the tombstones, and some visitors report an eerie sensation of being followed, only to turn and find nothing but the silent, endless rows of the dead. Mirogoj is a place of beauty, history, and grief. But those who wander its pathways at night may find themselves in the company of more than just memories. 9. The Ghost of the Frankopan Castle, Ogulin. Perched on a rocky cliffside, overlooking the misty depths of Dula's abyss, Frankopan Castle in Ogulin is steeped in legend and sorrow. Built in the 16th century, this fortress has witnessed centuries of war, betrayal, and untimely deaths, but none more tragic than the tale of the woman who still roams its halls. Local folklore speaks of a noblewoman who fell in love with a man deemed unworthy by her powerful family. Forbidden to be together, she chose to end her suffering by throwing herself into the abyss below the castle walls. Since then, her restless spirit is said to haunt the fortress, forever mourning the love she was denied. Visitors report hearing sorrowful wails echoing through the castle at night, even when the halls are empty. Some claim to have seen a ghostly woman in a flowing dress standing by the tower, gazing toward the abyss as if contemplating a final leap. Those who approach say she slowly turns to face them, her eyes hollow with despair, before fading into the mist. One chilling account tells of a visitor who stayed after dark and felt an invisible hand brush against his cheek, followed by a whisper in his ear, "Do not follow my fate." Whether a tragic spirit or a lingering curse, one thing is certain: Frankopan Castle holds secrets that refuse to be forgotten. 10. Dvigrad, Istria. Nestled in the heart of Istria, the abandoned ruins of Dvigrad stand as a haunting reminder of a town swallowed by time, and something far more sinister. Once a thriving medieval settlement, Dvigrad was slowly deserted due to war, plague, and mysterious disappearances. Now, it remains a ghost town in every sense of the word. Legends tell of a deadly curse that drove the last inhabitants away, leaving behind only whispers of their fate. Some believe that the plague did not take them all, that something darker lurked in the shadows, claiming the souls of those who remained. Even today, visitors report an eerie silence that blankets the ruins, as if the town itself is holding its breath. Those who dare to explore its crumbling streets at dusk have spoken of strange phenomena, footsteps echoing behind them, the sensation of unseen eyes watching from the empty windows, and sudden gusts of freezing air, even on the hottest summer days. Some claim to have heard the distant tolling of a church bell, though no bell has rung in Dvigrad for centuries. One particularly chilling account tells of a traveler who wandered too deep into the ruins and saw a lone figure standing in a collapsed doorway. As he approached, the figure turned, a face devoid of features, hollow and pale. Before he could react, the figure vanished into thin air, leaving only a whisper carried by the wind. Leave while you still can. Dvigrad is more than an abandoned town. It is a place where the past refuses to rest. Croatia is a land of breathtaking beauty, but behind its stunning landscapes lie secrets of the supernatural. Would you dare to visit any of these haunted locations? Let us know in the comments. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the bell for more spine-chilling stories. Until next time, stay curious and stay brave.